Hey everybody, I'm Josh and welcome to another episode of Just Sayin. On the show today, there is a killer afoot. That's right, today we begin our murder mystery month, but more on that here in just a second. First, let's answer the question I pose at the beginning of every one of my shows. What am I drinking? And on the show today, this shall come as no shock to anyone, but I'm drinking a refreshing Mountain Dew. Refreshing. PepsiCo, call me, email me, grape Gatorade, cool blue Gatorade, Mountain Dew, even coupons. And I will say that after the Christmas show, you will want to call me. Speaking of the Christmas show, we need more subscribers. For every new subscriber I get this season, I'm donating $1 up to $60 to Toys for Tots. If I get 61 or more subscribers, that would put me at my goal of 100. Therefore, I will donate $100 to Toys for Tots. So, please, literally, if not for me, click subscribe. Let's hope the less fortunate have a great Christmas this year. And I have no update today, so no new subscribers. Thank you, everybody, for all the birthday wishes. It was a really hard birthday, not just because I'm an old man and in gay years I'm a fossil, but because it's the first one without my mom, and it was a big one without my mom. And it was really emotional. I ended up having to work that night, which is fine because when you get to be after 25, there's no exciting birthdays anymore. Your insurance, at 16 you get your driver's license. Well, 18 you used to be able to buy cigarettes, now you can't. 21 you can buy cigarettes and alcohol. 18 I guess you're legally an adult. 25 your insurance goes down, and after that it's just another day. Anyway, and you'll learn that as you get older. Even my nephews nowadays are like, oh, it's my birthday. So I get to work, and everybody knew at work that it was going to be an emotional one for me that day. And so I get to work, and I see this big poster board, and I just wanted to show it to everybody. Thank you so much. I have to almost stand up. Thank you so much. It really meant a lot. Really, really put a smile on my face, especially this entry right here. I don't know if you can see it, and I saw the handwriting, knew who it was, went to talk to her, and she's like, yeah, I was signing your birthday card, and people started showing up for the party in room B, and so we had to get out of there, and then I got a table, and I just never had a chance to fix it. And it's supposed to say, happy birthday, man, you're old. But it says, happy birthday, man, you're. And I told her, I said, that is the funniest thing I've seen in a long-ass time. And I said, it made me laugh for a solid minute straight. It was the best laugh I had had in a long time. You know who you are. Thank you so much. Everybody at work, thank you very much. It really helped make my day. And like I said, it was just because they knew it was going to be a hard one. And so they were just trying to shine a light. And that's the great people that I work with and work for. Real quick, I just want to give you an overview of what is going on this month. That is right. Not only is my favorite button back, and I didn't even hit a button. Hold on. There we go. It's Murder Mystery Month. So at the end of the show, I will have the murder mystery for you, as well as all of the information about playing in the contest. Also, there might be a clue somewhere throughout the show, because it starts today. So get your magnifying glasses out, people. Or just your plain glasses. And click that zoom button. Anyway, so it's not only is it our murder mystery month, But it is also National Dog Adoption Month. If you or anyone you know is looking to get an animal for a pet for their family, please check out your local shelter. I cannot stress this enough. But not only do you save their lives because of kill shelters, not all shelters are kill shelters. There are some no kill shelters. But not only do you save their life, but they save your life in more ways than one. And you're going to have to do it to understand it. Also, it's Halloween month. So, ooh. You like my Halloween decorations? Yeah. I do have my costume picked out already, though. It's kind of I've got 92.3% of it. I'm just waiting on one more thing. Yeah. Don't get your hopes up too much. I'm not going all out. But anyway. In today's episode, not only are we going to honor National Dog Adoption Month, we're going to take a look at some DIY costumes. And, as I said earlier, there's a killer afoot. But first, there's been something that has been eating at me for the last few years. And I have to get it off my chest. And being that it's beginning of October and the end of the month is Halloween, and this is our Spooktacular month, as well as our Murder Mystery month, as well as National Dog Adoption Month. We're jam-packed this month. And then poof, it's done. Anyway, so it's time for another rousing edition of It Really Gets My Goat. And here's what really gets my goat. When adults that take their children trick-or-treating also have a pail and bucket. That's the same thing. Also have a bucket or bag for their candy. I'm sorry. There's a line and should be a direct age as to how old you are to go trick-or-treating. You can dress up. You can do all the crap you want to do for Halloween. I was about ready to say Valentine's Day. Very different holiday. To me, all the same. But no, you can dress up, you can go to parties, but don't come knocking on my door as a 40-year-old woman asking me for candy. It ain't gonna happen. And that is what really gets my goat. Without further ado, let's go ahead and begin the actual laughter. It's time for another cheesy monologue. In honor of our 100th episode, I thought it would be fun to take a look back at some of my favorite jokes from past seasons. So hold on tight. Here we go again. ESPN, the magazine, is about to release its annual body issue, which features 21 athletes posing nude. Don't worry, they'll have the same promise as always, no bowlers. Hats. They don't allow the hats. Scientists in London are working on a substitute for alcohol that doesn't cause hangovers. When asked what they're calling it, scientists said weed. It's time now for it should have been my joke of the week. Joke of the week. I moved some buttons around, so I have to keep looking at it. A New Hampshire state representative is in trouble for an email he sent where he referred to women as vaginas. I mean, seriously, dude. Comparing women to a body part? What a dick. You'll get in a minute. In a new interview, President Obama said that his daughter Malia recently went to her first prom. She wore a beautiful corsage on her wrist while her date wore a red laser on his forehead. A company is developing a version of Tinder for Catholics. It'll be the first dating app where if you like someone, you have to swipe up, down, left, and right. Have you ever noticed when you do the sign of the cross, or when priests do it for you, like in front of you, they do the cross upside down? Did you ever notice that? You do the sign of the cross, you do it upside down. Anyway, sorry. I don't talk about religion much. Just one of my little quirks about why I don't get it. Anyway, and they always say, let us pray, and we look down, but heaven's up. Doesn't make sense. Anyway, moving right along quickly, an Australian woman has gone on 136 first dates in 17 months, but never a second date. In other words, she looks nothing like her picture. According to a new report on wasteful government spending, the government spent over $300,000 on a study of the dating habits of senior citizens. On the other hand, we now know that grandma's DTF. There's a new documentary out there about dating apps called Swiped. Did you guys hear about this? People thought the preview looked good, but when they saw the movie, it actually sucked. HBO had to cancel a horse racing series called Luck after the death of 3 of its horses. However, HBO executives are excitedly promoting their new show, Glue. You'll get it in a minute. And finally, in some good luck news, a man coming out of surgery has won $7 million on a lottery ticket that was tucked in his Get Well card. And after paying his bills, he's got $9 left. So we're going to continue with the show, and right now we are going to honor National Pet Dog Adoption Month. And I cannot stress to you how important this is for me, at least. And so with it being Halloween, I thought it would be adorable to take a look at some doggies in some costumes in this week's edition of Possibly Adorable. I don't know why, but this first picture, every time I look at it, I think he's dressed up as candy corn, but it's not. It's a ghost costume. Now, what dog would just sit there, literally just sit there and let you put a bucket in his mouth and just sit there for it? I mean, my taser girl, like, she will let me put, like, my shirt on her, or in some cases, that birthday hat. But she does not like it. Like, she just doesn't move. She just sits there until you take it off. Then she'll run away and not come to you for a while. Because she's a bitch. That's why I don't... Never mind. Anyway. Whenever I see people dressed up in these things, it makes me crack up. I don't know why, but it makes me crack up. The fact that this dog is wearing it is hilarious. Those inflatable dinosaur things where you're the bottom half and the top half is inflatable? How funny is that? Oh, I love those things. Here's the next one, and how adorable is this? And I have to say, this just popped into my head. We were having a discussion at work the other day about a safe word, and the safe word we made up was pineapple. And it just popped into my head about this picture. Anyway, how cute is this? Dog dressed up as a pineapple. Sometimes I look at these animals and I'm just like, you poor thing. Now, if this isn't adorable, I don't know what is. Mainly because I love Scooby-Doo. But look at that! How cute is that? That dog's face. Here's the next one. Who doesn't love puppy dogs? And who doesn't love some bacon? It's the world's man's two favorite things right there. 42% of men prefer, I don't know why I know this statistic, but I do. 42% of men prefer bacon over sex. Google it. Because you know you're going to. The weird things you learn on this show. Why? Because it's all the useless information trapped up in my head. Here's the next one. And to all you Star Wars fans out there, this is actually a very cute idea. Here's the next one. I don't know why all of a sudden Dunkin' Donuts has become really popular for their coffee. I don't know. But how cute is this? He's dressed up as a Dunkin' Donuts worker. That is adorable. Here's the next one. And I almost didn't put this one in here just because it's from the movie Frozen, and I despise that movie with every part of my being. But it's too gosh darn cute not to put in the show. I don't know why. Maybe because that song was so frickin' popular and was so frickin' annoying. I have it on my phone, not gonna lie. I have it on my phone. Only because my nephews would start behaving every time I played that song. Like, if they were misbehaving and I'm like, guys, stop, and they wouldn't listen to me, I'd start playing that song as punishment. And they would start behaving. That's how much I hated that movie. I've never even seen the movie. I don't want to see the movie. I think it got too much hype, and it got too much hype. I'm over it. Done. Here's the next one, and how adorable is this? I love those kind of dogs, but I don't have the patience to deal with high maintenance dogs. I can't. I love huskies, but they're the most high maintenance dog you will ever have. So I've heard. Google a Pomsky. P-O-M, P as in Paul, O-M-S-K-Y. That's the kind of dog I want. Anyway. And finally in this category, how cute is this? Mickey and Minnie Mouse. Pomsky. It's a Pomeranian Husky mix. Anyway. So if you guys are anything like me, you try to save $1 every chance you get. And one way I have learned to do that is by making up my own costumes. And that's right, it's time for the return of the segment that I really kind of like doing. It's time for you guys all to become You're a Hack. For the record, I think that was the worst segment intro I've ever done. I don't know how I thought I was going to say it in my head, but maybe I need to start scripting those. Maybe, just a little bit. First up, here we go. These are some DIY costumes. If you're like me, and we'll look at the calendar and be like, holy bleep, it's Halloween. Give me something to do as my costume. Grab some toilet paper. I remember one year my nephews wanted to go in toilet paper. Wanted to. Don't know why, but they did. Here's the next one. What little girl does not want to be Barbie? That is kind of cute. Here's the next one. Now, these things... Oh, no, not that one. Get that off the screen. This one. I am not a fan of Winnie the Pooh. I think he's kind of creepy. But this costume's kind of cute. Obviously, I'm not saying that because of the girl, but... whatever. Here's the next one. Now, this one... took me a minute to understand what it was, because at first I thought it was Cookie Monster. But then I realized, you know those, like, car dealerships have them? Like, not the big car dealerships, but like Hank's Auto Sales down the street on the corner. Yeah, those kind. And they have those big inflatable guys that kind of go like this, and yeah. That's what this is. It took me a minute, but I think that's what they were recreating. And basically, all it is one of those dog tunnels. How interesting of an idea is that? That is very creative. Here's the next one. Oh, nope, that's the same one. There we go. I only put this picture in here because the guy's abs. I'm kidding. Here's an idea if you want to go as Hulk. Just paint your body green. Just saying. See, and you can't say that I only put in pictures of guys because I've had Barbie in here today. And then the Winnie the Pooh chick. Now this one, kind of the same reason as the last one. But it's actually a pretty clever idea. Go as the brawny man. How funny is that? I wish we could dress up as at work. I remember one year I went... I was working at a big chain restaurant. I was a manager. And we kind of, like, we didn't have to dress up, but they highly encouraged it. And I'm not the type to, obviously, truly embarrass myself and go out and get, like, a big costume at a store. I'm just like, give me something small. You know, I'll fly under the radar. My costume was actually really clever. I printed out a one-way sign, taped it on my shirt, and I was One Direction. That's right. Nobody got it. Here's the next one. It's actually a pretty clever idea. Go as a paintbrush on a palette. Here's the next one. Again, I don't know why I put this one in here. Maybe because I put it Olaf in the last one. But just get a white shirt, put 3 black dots on it, and a hat. Pretty easy. Here's the next one. This one is really kind of cute. They went as Sheldon and Amy. How funny is that? Oh, that was cute. And here's the next one. Now I don't know what these things are. I see them all the time, and they're mostly like I see them with little kids, and they just like. It reminds me of popping, packaging bubble wrap. Bubble wrap, that's what it is. Reminds me of bubble wrap, but I know I don't get it. But anyway, this kid is dressed up as one of those things. Yeah, try to get your kid out the door that way, or to go to the bathroom. That's going to be fun. It's one of those slide open. Oh. Anyway, it's that time, everybody. Here we go. It is time for me to give you all the details you need to know for this contest. Here's my take. All right, so it is time for our Murder Mystery Month. And I'm going to go over the rules first, then I'll read you the clue. Just remember that after today, I will not mention the murder mystery. Until the season finale when I announce the winner and who the killer is and the clues that I put in all the shows. If you follow me on TikTok, I will happily confirm that you will be getting an extra clue the same days that I post my shows. I don't know what day that's going to be yet. Because I'm just kind of throwing them around whenever... it's been really emotional. Anyway. Yeah, starting today, which is, no, here we go. So the clues begin today, and they will run in every episode that I post until the end of the last episode of October, which I believe is October 30th, because I know there's 31 days in October. Anyway, after that, I will accept emails from November 1st at 12 a.m. until November 10th at 11:59 p.m. The subject line must say killer. Doesn't have to be in caps. It probably would be better if it was, because maybe it would pop out at me better. But the subject line must be killer, because if it's not, I probably will not. I'll probably think it's junk and throw it out. In the email, you must include the name of the killer and 3 clues that I've posted throughout the show. There's going to be at least 5. There's going to be at least one clue in every episode, plus the one every week on my TikTok. And so you'll have, if you follow me on TikTok and here, you'll have 10 clues to choose from. At least. I may put 2 or 3 clues in an episode. I don't know, because I haven't gotten that far. Excuse me. But I will accept the emails until November 10th. And the first one I get by the timestamp on the email with the correct answer and 3 correct clues that I've put in the show will win the Billboard earbuds. I don't know what they're called. I feel like I'm yelling. But yeah, your emails must include the subject line killer, and I already said that. Again, one more time, I will not be talking about this again until the season finale. It's going to be like it never happened. So, here's how it's going to work. I am going to begin reading you the story, and as I mention each character, I will bring their character picture up on the screen. These are not the clues I'm referring to. I'm not going to even mention or point out the clues. But this is just the story of what happened, and so you know, so you can kind of put a face with a picture with the face, a name with the face, that's the saying. I found some just stick figure emojis on a Google image search. So, here we go. And I will bring them up. Some will be on this side, some will be on this side. I think the girls are on one side, guys on the other. And they may not be in order. So I'm going to pull them up as I mention them throughout the story. Here we go. Sigmund Hudgens has been murdered. Poor guy. Excuse me. Sigmund Hudgens has been murdered in his lounge, killed by a single stab wound to the neck. He was found in his usual armchair that faced the fire and sat in front of a pair of tall French windows which offered a doorway onto a pleasant-looking patio, or at least until they had painted it shut. The October leaves scattered across the unkept garden. The room showed no signs of a struggle or disturbance. Nothing had been stolen, as far as the family could tell. The murder weapon of a common style was used in a leather and craft work, had been left sticking out of his neck and offered no useful leads. Inspector Parnacki looked at the grounds thoughtfully. Hudgens had been ill for a decade or more and cantankerous with it. His wife, Delpha, had committed suicide 4 years prior, and the case notes implied that the husband's anger had been a major factor to her despair. Hearing footsteps, Parnacki turned around. Officer Sullivan entered the room. "The family is ready for you, Inspector," he said. "Thank you, John." Parnacki followed Sullivan through the house to a small reception room that they had set aside for initial interviews. He took out his notebook and asked Sullivan to bring in the victim's nurse. Excuse me. Laura Ball was in her 30s. She appeared pleasant and in an institutional sort of way, and was tidily dressed with a mix of blue and white cottons. I've been full-time here for 7 years," she explained. "Mr. H's attacks were quite frequent. I was with him about 50% of the time and lived in a small suite in the old servants' quarters. His family were never close, so after poor Miss H died, I probably talked to him more than anyone else. He was difficult, yes, but he was just really sad and in terrible pain. I was out visiting the pharmacy when it happened, and by the time I got back, the police were here. I gather Scott found his father and called them. I wish I could tell you more. Let me get her off the screen and pull up my next suspect. This is Jeff Hudgens. Jeff is the victim's eldest son, sharply dressed with a slightly predatory air. He seemed more annoyed than saddened by his loss. I took over the firm for my father almost 11 years ago, and when he first became unwell. I like to think that the firm has prospered in that time, and we weren't exactly close, no. He was always an angry man, and I was relieved to reach adulthood. I did my duty, though, and visited every weekend without fail. That's more than Scott and Barbie can claim. I was here yesterday morning and spent a couple of hours with him, for all the good it did either of us. Miss Ball had gone out by the time I left, and I went straight to my club for a stiff scotch and soda, and then went home from there. Here's the next suspect. I don't know why she's invisible, but she is. This is Hudgens' daughter, Barbara Rogers, and she was between her brothers in age. Although she looked fit and tan, her face was strongly marked with the lines of old pain. My husband Delroy and I were hiking with our boys all day yesterday, she said with a defiant air. We made our way up through the Penton Woods to the top of Hangman's Mount and had a picnic there. It was very pleasant. I'm sad the boys have lost their grandfather. I hope my mother can rest a little more easily now. Distressed? Lord forgive me, no. Of course I'm not distressed. He was a horrible father, particularly for a shy girl. I won't miss him at all. And finally, there's Scott Hudgens. Scott was the youngest of the three and was about 37, tidy and crisp. He seemed subdued. I found him, yes, he said. Terrible thing. I arrived about 2. I tried to come on Saturdays whenever I can. Jeff had already gone, and Miss Ball was out, so I let myself in. I thought he'd be dozing. Father was an old terror, but it was horrible to see him like that. I should have realized something was wrong when I pulled into the drive and saw the lounge windows open. Father hated drafts. I am afraid I closed them without thinking and called for help. I waited for you people to arrive. I wouldn't say I'm sad exactly, but for better or worse, he was a central force in our lives, and it will be odd not to have him there as a focal point. When the interview wrapped up, the inspector turned to Officer Sullivan and said, well, let's take the killer down to the office and book him. Who killed Mr. Hudgens? Be on the lookout for clues for the next few weeks. 5 to be exact. As well as on my TikTok. I will post that up here in just a second. But again, no more Murder Mystery Month discussion. It's done as far as I'm concerned until the end of the month, or until the end of the season. But look out for clues everywhere. Everywhere. Anyway. So, without further ado, if you think there's something funny I should see and share on the show, be sure to send it to me. That was the wrong thing. Be sure to send it to me. There are my socials. There's the show email address. And this is the email address. By the way, I didn't say this earlier. But this is the email address you'll send your responses to. Okay. Also, follow me on Twitter with your hashtags #SmilePowerChallenge stories, as well as on TikTok for exclusive behind-the-scenes looks, my Taser Versus videos, as well as exclusive TikTok content. So, while you have a moment, please click like, comment, and get the notifications anytime I post one of my episodes, and especially click that one right there. Subscribe. For every new subscriber I get, I will donate $1 up to $100. I'm sorry, up to $60 to Toys for Tots if I get 61 or more subscribers. I'm out of breath. If I get 61 or more subscribers, I will donate $100 as I will have reached my goal of 100 subscribers. Without further ado, I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. Be on the lookout for the rest of the season. And be sure to watch me next week as we take another look into Halloween and some of the WTF moments. Without further ado, everybody, please stay safe, stay healthy, stop the hate. Mama, I love you. And until next week, everybody, that's all I'm saying.